Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Super glad you're here. And as you can see, we are here with a video solo Mick Karn. We're looking at Saday, Maday. I didn't get let's see, I didn't get his information off of the off of anything. Oh yeah, I got a little bit of information, but nothing really about the album that I noticed. If you're not familiar with Mick Karn, he is a bass player, and he is well known for his fretless bass playing. And he gained popularity in the band Japan from England. And I've done a few Japan reactions, and then also another reaction where he was playing with guys in Japan. But they just went by their names. And then Steve Wilson also was on guitar. He played with them too. And the keyboard player for Japan plays with Porcupine Tree. So there's that connection. I think my very first reaction on this channel was Japan. That was my very first music reaction, not my first video. I was doing other videos before, just not reaction videos. But yeah, Japan was the very first one, and I've got kind of a unique group of viewers and of subscribers that I think will probably chime in on this one, which I'm looking forward to hear your guys' opinion, or even talk about Mick Karn. Certain people chime in on certain types of videos and certain bands and things like that. So, I try to hit a variety of them so I can hear from you guys, because I like seeing your comments, and we communicate. And sometimes when I don't see you on some of these other videos, I miss you guys. I miss you. So I got to play something I know you'll like that'll get your attention, and we can talk again. Is that bribery? Is it? What is that? I don't know. Is it just sad? I'm sad and lonely? Is that it? I'm not, though. Trust me. I'm not sad and I'm not lonely. I get sad, but speaking of sad, rest in peace. Mick had passed away in 2011 from cancer, which was really sad. But I give you a little detail because I just want you to really, for those of you that don't know who he is and are not familiar with Mick Karn or Japan or any of his work, and you just stumbled here because of my salty personality, I'm gonna pepper you with stupid humor. Listen to his bass playing. Now he's playing a fretless, like I said, and he is known famously for his particular style of bass playing, and in particularly fretless bass playing. So, keep your ear out for his performance here, as well as all the music. But, I haven't heard this yet. But I'm sure that his bass playing is going to have his signature sound. And that's kind of what I'm looking for and looking forward to. So let's get into it and check out Mick Karn, Saday, Maday. Is it? Wait, Saday, Maday. Some things are just unknowable, Okay, let's check it out. Got that going. Sometimes I just push the wrong buttons. Interesting ending, having hardly any bass whatsoever. But interesting ending. Very creative. I wonder what else he plays. Very, very cool though. But that bass, that okay. Let's just hit the bass. So funky, just so that is like a signature sound. The way he plays that fretless, and the style of slides that he does. Very, very cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not an expert on Mick Karn's career whatsoever. I barely know any of it. And what I do know, I know from you guys. Okay, so that's what I know. What you've told me is what I know. But it's interesting, and I'm getting to know him, so that's cool. And thank you for that. I appreciate you kind of, telling me about him and telling me some of the projects he's been in, and explaining his history and his passing too as well. We talked about that. And boy, I love it because it really helps me connect to the music when I, think about these people and their talents, just how individual they are. And, I'm sure lots of good bass players could play that song, the way he played it. But it's the innovation and it's the style, as well as the playing ability, that is unique to him, and very unique to him, I would say. You could pick out different bass players. And to me, I'm a bass player, so I can pick that out. If I heard him, you give me 3 songs with 3 famous bass players, I could probably pick out Mick or the others, if it's in my wheelhouse, not just some people I don't know. But even like if I heard this song, and especially if it was a multiple choice, I always pick C. No. All of the above, none of the above. I just make pretty patterns down the, the centipede. Remember those bubble tests? Like, yeah, okay. I didn't have to explain it, did I? Anyways, very cool though, and very atmospheric, much more atmospheric than I was even expecting. Very creative use of the keyboards, space, leaving space. The horns were instrumental in this song, actually, all the way through it, giving it probably the second most signature sound to me, but maybe in somebody's ears might have even been the first if they're not like a tuned into the bass. You really hear that saxophone, comes out, and people are used to hearing that sort of as a lead instrument. So just by sheer training unconsciously, that you might hear that saxophone more. But I would say it was the second most prominent thing in the band. But that's not to say that the others, like the drums, weren't fantastic, because they were. And, and I was focusing on them. I guess a drummer would say the drums were probably the most important part of the song. Now, but see, this was written by a bass player. And what I find interesting is not only the clever licks and the clever runs, and the themes that he came up with, but also the use of no bass whatsoever in parts, and then, reintroducing it in different ways. And then the sparseness of it at the end. And it was a 2 minutes at least of that ending, at least 2 minutes, probably more of that. And I think he was just hitting a few, very well mixed whole notes, I think, from what I can remember. And it wasn't like as present and, it wasn't all that. And neither was what he was playing, was not even all that either. I don't know what that was. I had a episode. Again, I had another episode. Very cool though. I love the space where he, that he allowed there, and just the creativity of the guitar finally kind of came in and gave it some prominence. It was nice. It was good. Very, very cool tune. I enjoyed it thoroughly from the get go. Really, from the very get go. Yeah, it even started with no bass. It was a good 20 plus seconds or more, maybe. Yeah, 20. Well, that's what 20 plus seconds means, more than 20. But I don't have to explain things like this to you, do I? We're adults. We know things. You know. Nice though. It's sad that he passed. I was just thinking that with his connection with Steven Wilson, I guess Steven Wilson. Well, I guess during his diagnosis, he was having some struggles with financially. I read this on Wikipedia, which is sad to think, and it just makes me a little bit just pissed off at the music industry that they let that kind of stuff happen, and they, aren't fair in their compensation, especially with all the, you know, streaming services and things like that these days. They've always been like that, though, man. The music business is, you have to really, really have clout to get what you want out of that music business. What you really deserve. But makes me mad that he's suffering, and he has very little money, and he has a family, and he has hits, and he is very popular. He has music that's out there that's being listened to and consumed, and he's struggling financially, maybe because he couldn't play live, but still that's what it turns into. Bands only make money when they play live, and not from their recordings and their artistry in those areas. It's really, a lot of them. At least they're streaming. They could do better, but they won't. So many musicians have tried their own streaming service with, a different model, I guess. I don't know. Different things, but I don't know. It's tough. It's pretty tough. Okay, I've gone off on a rant, and so just to have him, oh yeah, Steven Wilson connection. Sure would have been interesting because he passed in 2011. He was sick in 2010, pretty bad, and then his treatment didn't really work. So he succumbed to cancer, I guess it was. I don't know what kind, it didn't say, but cancer. If he had survived or had not had cancer and he was still with us, would there be collaboration with Steven Wilson? I think that probably is an interesting thought to those of you that like Mick Karn's. Probably you've had it yourself. What more collaboration would they have had through the years, and how would that have influenced some of the music, or maybe even the music that he recorded, that he would have invited Mick in at some point for some reason, somehow, or music that he would have made independently from what he's done working with Mick Karn. Just the thought of that is just like, wow, what a loss. What a loss. I don't know how old he was, but I don't think he was very old. He had a young family. Anyways, cool song though. Very, very cool song. Very interesting bass style. I'm very interested in it. I don't claim to play the fretless bass, but I did play it on one song of the very last band, or the very last time I recorded with Brilliant Daydream. They had one in the studio and I played it. It was fun. Yeah, it was really cool. But anyways, thank you guys. Just music missed because he's, because he's gone. Okay, but we have what we have, so that's always good too. I always have to remind myself is that, but look what we have, to listen to. Look at what a great song that was, and what else does he have? Let's not think about what might have been or could have been, but what was, and let's delve into that, and I was going to say maybe the more we dig into it and the more we, participate in his music, maybe somehow his family benefits from it. But I just don't know. Oh, I got somebody here. And that's my dog barking. All right. So I'll let you go. Thank you guys very much. So check out my Patreon. I had some people in for several months. Super cool. Had made some good suggestions, and I had some great conversations. And as we do, as we move on, and I do that too, is you support somebody for a while on Patreon, and then you want to support someone else, but you can't keep supporting everybody. I have a maximum that I'll go in supporting, and then I just, it's like it's like going to Vegas with $100, and I'm not going to spend any more than this. It's kind of like that. But anyways, okay, I'll let you go. Talk to you later. Bye.